welcome to Season 2, Episode 16 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in Impact Wrestling history with match number 35 on our list. Now, before I go any further with today's video, I will let you know that both competitors in today's match, have questionable behaviors and past, to say the least. One wrestler, Sami Callihan, is somebody that was mentioned in the speaking out movement, and somebody that for years before there had been similar allegations about. The other competitor is Tessa Blanchard, who has exhibited racist behavior, and shortly before this match happened is when all of that came to light. So if you choose not to watch today's video, I understand. If you've seen any of my videos before that contain competitors of such a nature, I do not tag them in social media when these videos get posted. So today's match is the Impact World Title match between the champion Sami Callihan and the challenger Tessa Blanchard from the Impact Hard to Kill 2020 event held back on the 12th of January 2020. This is a bizarre match. It was a bizarre match watching it at the time, and it's a bizarre match to watch in hindsight as well, because the match itself is so well done, and it is so, under normal circumstances, it would be something that we consider so satisfying, right? But all of the circumstances surrounding this match, specifically Tessa Blanchard, make it far less satisfying than it should be. If you are someone that's able to, disassociate the competitors in the match from the match itself, and if you're able to do that, this match is great, and it's a more than deserving inclusion on this list. So leading into this match, these two had been feuding. They main evented Slammiversary 2019 in another really great match that just missed out on this list. Sami Callihan was the winner at that point, which I think a lot of us found to be quite the bizarre decision at the time, but it all made sense in leading to this match at Hard to Kill. A previous video that I've done in this countdown was the Gauntlet match at the end of 2019, where Tessa Blanchard became the #1 contender to the title and got her shot here. It was a match where she ended up beating Brian Cage, who was the former champion that Sami won the title from. So, they had the rivalry coming into this match. Tessa was coming in strong with that win, and it seemed like this would be her moment. It would be, a really big moment for Impact Wrestling as well. They would be the first major promotion, and I know other promotions, like Chikara and Alpha One and, various independents have done it before, but it would be the first, what I'll call a major promotion, to have the World Heavyweight Championship title won by a woman. It should have been an incredible, incredible moment. Of course, if you know the story, a couple of days before this match were to happen, allegations came out about Tessa Blanchard, being racist and harassing a female competitor named La Rosa Negra on a Stardom tour. Many other, wrestlers came out in vouching for her story, and that they've seen Tessa, exhibit such behavior, other times as well. So that left Impact in a predicament. They built this story leading to Tessa's title win that prior to these allegations, I think everybody wanted to see. Now, what do? Do you finish the story that you've started, and do you give people, the satisfying payoff that they'd be looking for before these allegations came to light, or do you say, screw her, and you keep the belt on Sami Callihan? So it created some intrigue around this match to see how it would play out. This match, though, is really, really, really good, especially if you've seen this Slammiversary match as well, because they do a lot of playing off some of their spots in that match. It's not a prerequisite. You don't have to see it before this one, but it does add to the overall package. Just the intensity in this match is off the charts great. Sami Callihan, is who he is as a human being, but my God, is he just an incredible, disgusting dirtbag heel that, you absolutely hate, which again is the intent for this match. And if you didn't also hate Tessa Blanchard, given, what was going on in the real world, it would make it, even better and make you root for her even more. So Sami jumps her during the intros, takes her out with a bicycle kick, hits his, stump pile driver, which is his finish. She kicks out at 2. She comes back, gets a counter, hits the Magnum, which is one of her finishers, for 2. They go out to the floor. Tessa starts hitting multiple dives. She normally hits 3 topes. Sami catches her, goes for a powerbomb on the ring apron, which is a spot they hit at Slammiversary. This time Tessa counters it into a Hurricane Rana, climbs up top and hits a somersault to the floor onto Sami. An incredible pace to start this match. It was awesome, and again, played off, one of the big sequences in their first match. From there, though, Sami grabs, Tessa's knee, rams it into the barricades with a lot of velocity, and from there, he just takes over in destroying her knee. He goes to town on it. He's just incredibly gross and disrespectful. He blows snot at her. He stands on her. There's a point when she's trying to fight out of a leg lock and he just hits like a disrespectful back chop, which all wrestlers will tell you are like one of the worst things to take, and you're considered a piece of trash if you chop somebody in the back, and he does that to her. And he's vile, right? He's nasty. He's got spit hanging out of his mouth. He's gross, right? But it works for the story of the match that they're trying to craft. So the big spot that they end up working to here is Sami getting her in a stretch muffler with the bad leg, but she's able to fight out of it. Tessa tries to go for a cannonball off the ring apron because the one off the top rope worked for her early in the match. Sami catches her and power bombs her through the ringside table. Again, playing off that power bomb spot that he didn't get to hit earlier. He goes for a pile driver on the apron. Tessa's, and this is what I really like about the story, and again, it kind of fits into the real world a little bit too, is at this point Tessa realized that in order to beat Sami, she would have to stoop to his level, right? And while they're on the ring apron, she counters the pile driver. She goes to Sami's eyes and hits the magnum on the ring apron, but at what cost? She's got that bad knee. Tessa does a great job selling the leg and the knee in this match. There's one part where she counters Sami and hits a Samoan drop, and while she's hitting the Samoan drop, her leg is shaking, ready to buckle. She does a really, really great and solid job for that. They end up building into a really great, really hot finish. So again, I talked about, Tessa having to stoop to Sami's level. So Sami had used brass knuckles pretty routinely in matches leading up to this one. So he distracts the ref by bringing the title belt, slips on the knucks. Tessa avoids it by hitting a low blow on Sami, once again, stooping to his level. And she hits the magnum for 2. Sami comes back, he ends up hitting the pile driver for 2. And they just work all of these great near falls. She counters a pile driver into a jackknife pin for a really close near fall. She ends up hitting a couple of flash Canadian destroyers, which is a move that she had been using quite a bit to, knock Sami off his game. And then just a really great poetic finish. Sami's kind of taunt is the thumbs up, thumbs down that he does. So she stares at Sami, gives him the thumbs up, thumbs down before putting him away with the buzzsaw DDT to win the Impact World title. And again, it should have been this incredible, incredible moment of this woman that worked hard, that beat, this guy that had been bullying her for months on end, that, is a piece of garbage. But it didn't quite have the same feeling that it should have had. So again, if you're able to, detach the wrestler from it, it's this incredibly satisfying story through a wrestling match. But of course, it is muddled a little bit. I won't lie to you about that. Impact, they really didn't give her a lot of time to celebrate. She held the title up and they cut the show, right? Probably not knowing what the reaction was going to be to her. I'll say that though, this match was in her hometown. So despite all of the allegations against her, the crowd was still pretty firmly behind her. And again, it creates, that babyface heel, style that I'm often looking for. This match can be watched, of course, on Impact Plus. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube to ensure that you never miss a video. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50. And please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's top 50.